The memory of Adwa burned fiercely in Ethiopian blood, the day they shattered an empire's pride. But when Mussolini returned with steel birds and poison gas in 1935, the fight turned darker. Men of courage rose again, armed with ancient pride, and fell, captured one by one, shackled not just in body but in soul. Were dragged across the Mediterranean, far from home, far from their ancestors' graves, not as warriors, as trophies. The salt wind whipped their faces, but their eyes remained dry. They would not weep before their captors. Italy, and not as conquerors but as prisoners, their names stripped, their hair shorn, crammed into concrete blocks where silence screamed louder than war. They were mocked, paraded, and treated like ghosts of a fallen empire. Yet inside they carried the Lion of Judah. In the dark they wrote, letters to mothers, to wives, to comrades never seen again. They wrote about the cold, the hunger, the ache, but mostly they wrote about hope, a strange, burning hope that Africa would not forget them. Some were questioned, beaten, starved, asked to curse Haile Selassie, but they didn't speak. They bit their tongues, bled in silence, and stared back with defiance. To the fascists, they were criminals. To Ethiopia, they were heroes in exile. They kept their faith in God, in home. In the emperor, they never stopped calling father. In hushed voices, they sang hymns of Lalibela and whispered ancient psalms. Even in chains, their spirits knelt before no man. The world burned in World War II, a rumor reached the prison walls. Haile Selassie had returned. Ethiopia was rising, and the fascists were falling. That night, no one slept. Hope walked the corridors like a ghost. When the gates finally opened, their faces had aged. Many friends never made it, but they stood, thinner, older, but unbroken. Some kissed the ground. Others looked to the sky and wept, not for their pain, but for those who would never see home again. Home was not the same. The war had scarred the land. Their children barely recognized them, yet they returned as sacred witnesses of pain and resistance, living reminders that empires may imprison flesh, but never memory. Their story was buried under medals, speeches, and textbooks, but echoes remain in forgotten letters, in unmarked graves, in the silent pride of descendants who still carry their blood. The world may have forgotten, but Ethiopia remembers.